Hi, I'm Tom from the Lift and Shift Foundation. I'm doing a little project management today and I'm sharing behind the scenes. What I'm actually doing is I'm going to use GitHub to build a new project management tool for me. And we're going to move a project that I'm building into that GitHub project. So I'm going to show you how to start a GitHub project, how to set up a GitHub project, and uh, well, let's not waste any time talking about it. Let's get right into it. Very cool. So I have my browser open. It's already open to GitHub and it's already showing our organization in GitHub, the Lift and Shift Foundation. And the reason I'm here is because I'm building an API to allow people to write, to reach the back end and work with the back end. It's subject of another video. We can do more about APIs and other stuff. But I, in the process of writing this API, have done a very poor job of sharing information and organizing my information. I do this kind of like in my spare time as a volunteer here and there. So I've got project information in my notes app. I've got a Google Doc with a little checklist. It's stuff everywhere, and it's stuff in my personal notes. So it's not very helpful to teammates, collaborators, volunteers, interns, people who want to work with me or are waiting for me. So I'm going to start the process here and hopefully lead by example is the phrase I will use, and start a project and then migrate some of my steps into the project. That's probably where we'll stop. What I'll show you is what GitHub projects are, where to find them, how to start one, how to figure out like the templates, what the templates mean, and basically to get from point A to point project management as fast as possible. So let's take a peek here. I'm going to mash on the projects button, which takes us straight to the projects. If you're at the main page, there's a couple other ways to find it. These are usually associated with a repo. So if you go into the repo, you'll see projects that are focused on that repo. I'm going to start a new project right away. Let's see. We are given a couple of featured templates. If we go to featured templates, you'll see a small list here. I'm going to mash the feature release. And the description is manage your team's prioritized work items when planning for a future release, blah, blah, blah. We're going to call it untitled. And we're just going to go ahead and create the project. Why not? Let's do that. So we get this cool little add item pop-up thing. I'm going to leave that there for a minute. We get a status board. Okay, so there's some stuff going on here. There's a bunch of in progress, in review, done kind of things. There's a roadmap with nothing on it. You can kind of scroll and go forever. There is a list, a spreadsheet style thing with bugs. In review, also a list. My items, also a list that looks like it's filtered by everything assigned to me in this project. Super, super cool. We're not going to add any new views. We're not going to use this project. I just want to show you what the template does. So if we go in here into settings, you can rename it. And we're going to go down here and delete it in the danger zone. I love the danger zone, but let's come back to the work first. You can see a bunch of custom fields. You can see status. There are options here: backlog, ready, progress, in review, done. This is kind of cool. We could use some of these, but I don't know what priority does. I would, if I were using this project, I might keep it around. Size, I don't know. This is like for clothing, right? Like, I don't know what we would use this for in our projects, especially my project. I'm writing an API. I don't really have a size requirement or definition, so I would delete this field. Estimate, there's no cost here. This is just me coding, so I don't need to keep an estimate field. I would delete that. Iteration 1, iteration 2, iteration 3. This is nice. This seems like it could be a useful feature. And then some other start and end dates. So these are all custom fields that were added to make this a template. But I'm going to delete this. We're going to go back into the settings here. And I'm just going to go ahead and delete this project. It was nice to see. I'm going to cut or copy and paste untitled. and we've just deleted it. The project's gone, all done. But I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to start here. Let's just say you want to start from scratch and you have your options of table, board, or roadmap. Do not stress about which one you are picking. As you see right here, it says, I'm going to read it for you, easily switch to a board or roadmap layout at any time. But we're going to start with table because it's a spreadsheet style list. That's basically, that's great for starting, right? So let's try that. We're going to also call this project Tom, just to make it easy. There we go. Okay, now we get this cool little pop-up. I'm going to add, because the pop-up's here, I'm just going to go ahead and add an item. I'm going to cut and paste this direct. Actually, I'm going to take this straight from my Google Doc. I'm going to say I've been building, as part of this API, I've been building a set of endpoints in PHP and a set of pages for interacting with some of the basic endpoints, like a login and a sign-up page. So I'm going to say, let's say login endpoint. Let's say login page, and let's say sign up page right there. Cool. I'm going to assign them all to me. Let's see. Yep, we're going to continue to assign them to me. Super. We're going to make status. This is actually done. Let's say this is done and this is in progress. Cool. Okay. So there's no way, no need to save this right now. This is our view. That's it. That's basically it. I want to use some of those features from that template. Excuse me, and some of the other features. So remember when I said don't get stressed out about whether you pick a table, a board, or a roadmap, because you can add all of those to one project. This project is not a table project. It's a project that includes a table. So we can also add a new view to make it a board. We can also add a new view to make it a roadmap. We have to do some custom editing, some custom fields, if you remember from the templates, to make all of these work. But let's go back. This gets very confusing already because it says view 1, view 2, view 3. So let's rename view 1 table. Let's rename view 2. We'll call it Kanban board because that's what it is. And let's rename view 3 roadmap. Ta-da! Cool. All right. So you can see the entries I made in the table show up here on the roadmap. Welcome to roadmap. Your project needs at least one date or field to get started. Got it. So what does that mean? It means we need to pick fields, dates for things to show up on here. So let's go to settings. We have a status field. We need a new field. Let's pick start as a date. We just added start as a date. Let's add end as a date. Okay, so we just added two custom fields, start and end date. Now let's go back to our project. Now let's go into date fields. For start date, we're going to pick start. For target date, we're going to pick end. Now I'm going to click off of it. I'm going to click save because we just saved these. And you saw the little blue dot means that we had things that were unsaved. So if I were to change this, you see the little blue dot comes back. That's great reminder that you have saved stuff that you don't want to close without saving. Cool. So now we have these end and start dates. Let's go back to table. We can add start date here. We can add end date here. Cool. So now we've got the dismiss this. Let's pick a start date for this. Let's say I've already done these. So the dates are in the past, or that's today. Let's say this one's in progress. So let's say I did it then, and we're going to give me, I'm double clicking by the way, we're going to give me to the 13th to finish that. Now I'm going to save all that. Ta-da! Cool. Roadmap. There's our roadmap. You can now see the login endpoint, the login page are done. The sign up page is in progress. Excellent. Super cool. Let's wander over to the Kanban board. Oh, look at that. Cool. Because I picked these things as either done or in progress based on the status, they've already been put into these columns or in these panels or boards. Super important here. You can do this from anywhere. If I want to add notes, click on the item like a link like that, and there we go. So now it comes up with details about the task. This is where I can take all my Google Notes, I can throw them in here, I can leave some comments, and my teammates, interns, volunteers, other people who work with the nonprofit, they can see a progress, they can see what I'm working on. If I'm running into trouble, somebody else can go and check out my notes and see, like they can let me know where I'm running into issues, or if I'm writing something that isn't helpful for them, that kind of thing. So let's do a checkbox here, a login endpoint. Upload it to the server. When done, test on the server. Ta-da! So I just made those little list, just like that. And if I really wanted to be cool and slick, I can do this. Add a little X in there because this is Markdown, so you get an idea. But that's how it shows up on everybody else's view when you open this this details pane, just like that. Cool. And it also shows up here, the login endpoint, same notes, same here. No matter which way you look at it, if you click on this one you can't. Actually, right there you can. You will see the same thing. Ta-da! So that's it. So that is if we can get that to go away, that is the end of the project's tour. I hope the rest of this is not really important because it's not the subject of this video. The subject of this video was getting you from point A to point project management as fast as possible and using GitHub to do it. I believe we're there. So the rest of my notes, I'm going to go through and work on this myself, but that's the summary. You can go into GitHub, you can start a project, you can pick any of the projects from scratch without worrying, and you will just add a couple extra fields like a status, a start and an end date to take advantage of the Kanban board, to take advantage of the roadmap. After that, you can add all kinds of extra things like iterations, like custom color-coded priorities or sizes or any of those things you saw. It's really a blank slate to let you manage the project how you need based on how it fits. And that's it. I will be back. So there you have it. That was aside from my rambling, fairly quick on down and dirty. How do I use GitHub for project management? How do I start one? How do I pick one? There's a handful of templates. Basically, the bottom line, if we sum up, is you can start any project you want. It's a very bare bones system with a little bit of customization, depending on the template you pick. You really can't break it as long as you just start using it. For us, this is a step in the right direction because I do a lot of coding in a vacuum and I don't share with interns. I will throw some Slack messages in. I don't share with collaborators or contributors too much. When I should be updating people on my progress, people might be waiting for me to finish something so that they can do something, or they might want to write a little bit and they're a little nervous. Maybe they feel like they're going to step on my toes and write something that's conflicting or any of that stuff. People might lose interest. If you are a volunteer and you want to do something and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you don't hear like, oh, is there any progress on this? You'll lose interest and you go do other stuff. So this is super important for us to get away from the Slack workspace where we chat in private messages and work in more of a collaborative atmosphere, especially for interns who are just learning how to do this. I will ask this of any professionals, any web designers, any professional software engineers. If you're out there and doing this kind of stuff, drop some comments. Tell us what else we can do to make this better for our students. Me specifically, because this is a tool we would like to use to garner volunteer feedback and information from. Maybe you're not at a place where you want to sign up and legitimately volunteer your time for a nonprofit, because that's a commitment. But dropping into our chat, into our comments, and giving us that kind of feedback is super helpful for the interns, and we very much appreciate it on this end to kind of create something that is a productive space for anybody who's contributing to our overall mission, which is to give back and support communities. Okay, thank you for watching. If you'd like to know more about this, I'm going to come back and do more. This was just, I really needed to get this project started and organized and shared with our incoming spring interns. So if you have other questions, if you'd like to see more follow on, please let me know. And I appreciate all of it. Thank you very much.